For many older adults, bread has always been a dietary staple. Whether it's a warm slice with breakfast, a sandwich at lunch, or toast with tea in the evening. But as we age, not all bread is created equal, and some of the most common varieties on grocery store shelves may be doing more harm than good. That's why in today's video from NutriHub Bliss, we're revealing the 4 breads seniors should never touch, and the 4 that older adults absolutely must eat to support better digestion, blood sugar control, and heart health. As the body ages, it becomes more sensitive to refined carbohydrates, hidden sugars, and ultra-processed ingredients, many of which are found in the wrong kinds of bread. These can quietly contribute to blood sugar spikes, joint inflammation, weight gain, and even an increased risk of cognitive decline. For seniors living with diabetes, high blood pressure, or digestive sensitivity, eating the wrong bread every day can slowly chip away at overall well-being. On the other hand, choosing the right type of bread can offer fiber, minerals, and steady energy that supports aging gracefully. Some breads can lower cholesterol, stabilize glucose levels, and even promote gut health, making them ideal for those over 60 who want to eat smarter without giving up the comfort of bread. So if you've ever stood in the bread aisle unsure of what to buy, or if you've been eating the same brand for years without realizing the hidden ingredients inside, this guide is for you. We'll help you make informed, senior-focused decisions that keep every slice working in your favor. Let's begin with the first kind of bread that seniors should never touch, even though it's still stocked in millions of pantries across the country. The worst bread. Number 1. White bread. A nutritional empty shell that spikes blood sugar and offers little benefit. When it comes to bread seniors should never eat, one type tops the list without question: white bread. Soft, fluffy, and heavily marketed as convenient, white bread has long been a household staple. But for seniors, it offers virtually no nutritional value and comes with serious hidden risks, especially for those managing blood sugar, weight, or digestive concerns. The main issue with white bread lies in how it's made. During processing, the wheat grain is stripped of its bran and germ, removing nearly all the fiber, antioxidants, and key nutrients. What remains is refined flour, which the body digests rapidly, leading to spikes in blood sugar followed by crashes that leave older adults feeling tired, irritable, or craving more carbohydrates. For seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance, these blood sugar swings can quietly erode energy levels, increase inflammation, and even elevate the risk of cognitive decline. And because white bread is low in fiber, it does little to support digestion or gut health, 2 areas that become more sensitive with age. A low-fiber diet can also worsen constipation, which already affects a large percentage of seniors. Worse yet, most commercial white breads are loaded with additives like high-fructose corn syrup, preservatives, and emulsifiers to extend shelf life and improve texture. These additives may irritate the gut lining, disrupt healthy bacteria, and burden the liver and kidneys over time. Consider the experience of Glenora Glow Trenton, an 84-year-old retired nurse from Savannah, Georgia. For years, she started each morning with 2 slices of white toast and jelly. But over time, she noticed her blood pressure creeping up, her energy crashing by mid-morning, and her digestion becoming more sluggish. After a nutritionist reviewed her diet, white bread was the first thing to go. Glow replaced it with a whole grain alternative and immediately noticed more stable energy, fewer cravings, and a surprising improvement in her regularity. The problem with white bread isn't just what's in it, it's what's missing. It lacks the fiber to support bowel health, the protein to preserve muscle mass, and the slow-burning carbs that help sustain seniors throughout the day. For anyone over 60 trying to manage weight, inflammation, or glucose levels, it's simply not worth the blood sugar roller coaster. In summary, white bread may be familiar, but it's far from friendly to the aging body. It's a highly processed, low-fiber product that works against senior health on multiple levels. The good news is that healthier, more satisfying alternatives are just a shelf away, and we'll explore those in the second half of this video. Next, we'll look at another popular bread that's often mistaken for healthy, but may be quietly sabotaging blood vessels and digestion, especially for older adults. The worst bread number 2, multigrain bread that's not 100% whole grain, a marketing trap that can hurt senior health. It sounds healthy, doesn't it? Multigrain bread conjures images of fiber-rich nutrition and heart-friendly goodness. But don't be fooled. Not all multigrain breads are created equal. In fact, many are little more than glorified white bread dressed up with a healthy label. That's why multigrain bread that's not 100% whole grain belongs firmly on the list of breads seniors should never eat. The term multigrain simply means the bread is made with more than one type of grain. But unless it clearly says 100% whole grain, those grains may have been refined, stripped of their fiber, vitamins, and minerals, just like white flour. The result is a bread that spikes blood sugar, digests too quickly, and offers very little in terms of long-term energy or gut support. For seniors, this is particularly concerning. A bread that lacks fiber can worsen constipation, increase appetite, and fail to support a healthy microbiome. Worse still, the blood sugar swings caused by refined carbs can lead to inflammation, weight gain, and fatigue, all of which contribute to conditions like diabetes, joint pain, and cardiovascular disease. And then there's the labeling confusion. Many commercial breads labeled multi-grain are made with enriched wheat flour, a fancy term for white flour. The packaging may include words like hearty, wheat, or natural, but these are not indicators of nutritional value. The only phrase that truly matters is 100% whole grain. Without it, you're likely buying something that's far less healthy than it appears. Consider the story of Wendell Dell Swinton, an 86-year-old retired train conductor from Des Moines, Iowa. Dell switched from white bread to a multi-grain brand he found on sale, thinking it was a healthy upgrade. But his blood sugar readings didn't improve, and he began experiencing late-night cravings and sluggish digestion. His dietitian reviewed the ingredients and pointed out that the bread contained more sugar than fiber and used mostly refined grains. Dell made the switch to a true whole grain variety, and within 2 weeks, his energy improved and his digestion was back on track. If the first or second ingredient on a loaf of bread is enriched wheat flour, that's a red flag. Likewise, if a multi-grain bread contains fewer than 2 grams of fiber per slice, it's likely doing very little to support your senior nutrition goals. In summary, not all multi-grain breads are healthy, and many are downright misleading. For seniors, the key is to read past the marketing and check the label for whole grain as the first ingredient and a fiber count of at least 3 grams per slice. If those numbers aren't there, it's time to choose a better loaf. Next, we'll examine a type of bread that seems trendy and convenient, but may actually contribute to bloating, inflammation, and poor nutrient absorption in older adults. The worst bread number 3, low-carb wraps and keto breads, a hidden minefield of additives that upset senior digestion. In recent years, the low-carb craze has made its way into nearly every grocery store bread aisle, with shelves now full of low-carb wraps, keto breads, and high-protein sandwich substitutes. While they may seem like the perfect solution for seniors watching their blood sugar, the truth is, many of these products are highly processed, filled with gut-irritating additives, and do more harm than good. That's why low-carb wraps and ultra-processed keto breads belong on the list of breads seniors should never eat. What makes these products so problematic? To replace traditional flour, manufacturers often rely on high doses of fiber additives like oat fiber, inulin, chicory root, or modified starches. While some fiber is good, these types, especially in large isolated quantities, can cause bloating, cramping, and irregular digestion, particularly in seniors with a slower-moving digestive system. Moreover, many keto-style breads and wraps use chemical emulsifiers, gums, and preservatives to hold the bread-like structure together. These substances, such as xanthan gum, cellulose gum, or carrageenan, can disrupt the gut microbiome, trigger inflammation, and may even impair nutrient absorption over time. These products are often touted as zero net carbs or diabetic-friendly, but in reality, they're more about form than function. They often have little to no natural fiber from whole grains and are instead built in labs to simulate texture, not support wellness. For seniors who already face challenges like constipation, sensitive digestion, or chronic inflammation, these bread alternatives can quietly make things worse. Let's take the case of Alphonse Al Rickard, an 80-year-old retired park ranger from Missoula, Montana. Concerned about rising blood sugar levels, Al switched from whole wheat bread to a zero-carb wrap he saw online. But within days, he began feeling bloated, sluggish, and noticed sharp abdominal cramps after lunch. His doctor reviewed the ingredient list and found the wrap was loaded with artificial fibers and gums. Al switched back to a moderate amount of real high-fiber bread made from 100% whole grains, and his symptoms disappeared. The lesson here is that more processed doesn't mean more effective. For seniors, a slightly higher carb option made from real food will nearly always outperform a synthetic, low-carb alternative that overwhelms the digestive system. In short, low-carb wraps and keto breads may look appealing, but they're not senior-friendly. If digestion, comfort, and long-term health are priorities, and they should be, these products are best left on the shelf. Choose bread with recognizable ingredients, steady fiber, and a structure your gut can handle without protest. Up next, we'll take a closer look at a sneaky sweet bread that's often eaten as a treat or breakfast item, but can lead to blood sugar crashes and inflammation in seniors. Bread number 4, sweet breakfast breads, a sugary trap that spikes inflammation and worsens energy in seniors. There's something comforting about a slice of banana bread, raisin toast, or cinnamon swirl loaf in the morning, especially when paired with a warm cup of coffee. But for seniors, these seemingly innocent breakfast choices are often loaded with sugar, low in fiber, and can wreak havoc on blood sugar, joint health, and overall energy. That's why sweet breakfast breads are among the worst breads seniors should never eat. What makes these breads so problematic is the combination of refined flour, added sugars, and minimal protein or fiber. This trio causes a rapid spike in blood glucose, followed by a sharp crash, leaving seniors feeling fatigued, irritable, and reaching for another snack shortly after. Over time, these blood sugar fluctuations contribute to insulin resistance, weight gain, and even cognitive issues. In addition to the metabolic strain, sweet breads often contain pro-inflammatory oils like soybean or canola oil, as well as preservatives that may burden the liver and kidneys. For seniors already managing arthritis, high blood pressure, or inflammation-related pain, these ingredients can make symptoms subtly worse with each slice. To make matters worse, many sweetbreads are marketed as healthy because they contain nuts, dried fruit, or whole wheat flour. But the reality is, most are closer to cake than actual bread. A single slice of store-bought banana bread, for example, can contain 20 grams of sugar or more, equivalent to 5 teaspoons. For seniors who are trying to keep energy steady and digestion smooth, these are not helpful numbers. Consider Velma V. Lancaster, an 82-year-old retired language teacher from Scranton, Pennsylvania. V loved her morning raisin bread toast, thinking the cinnamon and fruit made it a gentle way to start the day. But she noticed her joints felt stiffer mid-morning and her energy crashed by noon. After a visit to her dietitian, she realized her breakfast had nearly as much sugar as a donut, with no protein or fiber to buffer it. Once she switched to a slice of sprouted grain bread with almond butter and a side of fruit, her mornings became more energized and her joint stiffness noticeably improved. For seniors, breakfast sets the tone for the entire day. And starting it with sugar-laden bread, even in small portions, can have far-reaching consequences on mood, inflammation, and focus. In summary, sweet breakfast breads are a trap in disguise. They promise comfort but deliver very little in terms of nourishment. Seniors should treat them as occasional desserts, not daily staples, and instead choose morning options that offer fiber, protein, and lasting energy. Next, we'll turn the page and explore the 4 breads seniors absolutely must eat, starting with one that's rich in natural fiber and proven to support digestive health and blood sugar control. The best bread number 1, 100% whole grain bread, a blood sugar stabilizing fiber-rich staple for senior wellness. When it comes to supporting energy, digestion, and long-term metabolic health, 100% whole grain bread is one of the top breads seniors must eat. Unlike refined white or fake multigrain breads, true whole grain bread offers a complete nutritional package, rich in natural fiber, B vitamins, antioxidants, and slow-digesting carbohydrates, all of which support healthy aging. Whole grain bread is made using the entire grain kernel, which includes the bran, germ, and endosperm. This is important because the bran and germ are where most of the fiber and nutrients are found. For older adults, fiber is key. It helps regulate bowel movements, supports heart health, and plays a crucial role in balancing blood sugar levels, reducing the risk of energy crashes and long-term insulin resistance. Many seniors struggle with digestive slowdown, occasional constipation, or fluctuating energy throughout the day. Adding just 1 or 2 slices of 100% whole grain bread meals can provide the fiber and nutrient density that keeps the digestive system moving, the gut microbiome nourished, and energy levels stable. Let's take the case of Rufus "Roof" Dellinger, an 83-year-old retired mechanic from Fresno, California. Rufus had tried cutting out bread altogether after being told to watch his carbs, but that left him hungry and reaching for sugary snacks by late afternoon. His daughter, a registered nurse, encouraged him to try 100% whole grain bread instead of skipping it entirely. He began enjoying a hearty slice with tuna salad or avocado in the afternoon, and within weeks, his hunger and sugar cravings disappeared. Even better, he noticed more regular digestion and steadier energy levels throughout the day. Not all whole grain breads are created equal, though. Seniors should look for products that list 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat as the first ingredient. Avoid breads that use terms like wheat bread, multigrain, or made with whole grains, unless the label clearly says 100%. These are often marketing tricks. Also important is the fiber content. Look for at least 3 grams of fiber per slice, and ideally more. Some excellent varieties may include whole wheat, rye, barley, spelt, or oat-based breads that provide a variety of grains for broader nutritional benefit. In summary, 100% whole grain bread is a senior's best friend in the bread aisle. It supports digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, improves satiety, and delivers nutrients that aging bodies need more than ever. Unlike trendy low-carb options, it's made from real, whole ingredients that work in harmony with the body. Next, we'll introduce a sprouted bread variety that's packed with living nutrients and is especially gentle on aging digestion, making it a must-have for older adults focused on wellness from the inside out. The best bread number 2, sprouted grain bread, a living, easy-to-digest option that supports nutrient absorption in seniors. As we age, digestion becomes more delicate, and the body's ability to absorb nutrients from food may slow down. That's why one of the best bread seniors must eat is sprouted grain bread, a powerful alternative to conventional loaves that offers enhanced nutrition, better digestibility, and a smoother experience for the aging gut. What makes sprouted grain bread different? Instead of using dry, milled flour, these breads are made from whole grains that have been soaked and allowed to sprout, a natural process that activates enzymes, reduces anti-nutrients like phytic acid, and begins to break down starches and proteins. The result is a bread that's easier on the stomach, higher in bioavailable nutrients, and better tolerated by seniors with sensitive digestion or mild gluten sensitivity. Sprouted grain breads typically contain a blend of grains and legumes, such as wheat, barley, millet, lentils, and spelt, offering a broader nutritional profile. They're naturally rich in fiber, protein, B vitamins, and antioxidants, and unlike highly processed healthy breads, they're usually free from added sugars and synthetic preservatives. Another advantage? Lower glycemic impact. Because the sprouting process partially pre-digests the starches, these breads lead to slower blood sugar release, making them ideal for seniors with diabetes or anyone trying to maintain stable energy throughout the day. Let's meet Clarence "Clary" Boudreau, an 85-year-old retired jazz musician from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Clary had been avoiding bread for years because of acid reflux and bloating. A friend from his walking club suggested sprouted grain bread, and he gave it a try, starting with one slice at breakfast with almond butter. To his surprise, he had no digestive discomfort, and his energy stayed strong through his morning routine. Clary now keeps a loaf of sprouted bread in his freezer and toasts a slice each day, enjoying a satisfying and senior-friendly start to the morning. When shopping, seniors should look for brands labeled sprouted whole grain and check that the ingredient list includes no added sugar and a blend of whole grains and legumes. Many high-quality sprouted breads are found in the freezer section, as they contain fewer preservatives and are best stored cold to maintain freshness. In summary, sprouted grain bread offers the best of both worlds, the hearty texture and nourishment of whole grains, with greater digestibility and enhanced nutrient absorption. It's a bread that works with your body rather than against it, and can be a valuable staple in any senior diet focused on long-term wellness. Next, we'll explore a dense, flavorful bread made from ancient grains, one that's rich in minerals and fiber and perfect for heart health and lasting energy in older adults. The best 3. Ancient grain bread. A mineral-rich, heart-healthy option that fuels seniors naturally. In a world of overly processed bread, ancient grain bread stands out as a smart and nourishing choice, especially for seniors. Made from grains that have remained largely unchanged for thousands of years, these breads deliver powerful nutrients, rich flavors, and a wholesome density that helps support heart health, stable energy, and long-term vitality. That's why ancient grain bread is one of the top breads seniors must eat. Ancient grains include varieties like quinoa, amaranth, spelt, millet, farro, teff, and einkorn. Grains that are naturally packed with magnesium, zinc, iron, B vitamins, fiber, and even plant-based protein. These nutrients are essential for aging adults, helping to maintain bone strength, muscle function, cardiovascular health, and mental clarity. What sets ancient grain bread apart is its slow-digesting carbohydrates and higher fiber content. Unlike refined white bread or overly sweetened breakfast loaves, ancient grain bread breaks down more gradually, leading to steady blood sugar levels and longer-lasting energy. For seniors with diabetes, prediabetes, or simply seeking balanced daily energy, this can make a major difference in quality of life. Let's take the example of Mirabelle "Mira" Gentry, a 78-year-old retired museum docent from Helena, Montana. Mira had grown tired of the bland taste and bloating she experienced with standard wheat bread. At her grandson's suggestion, she tried a hearty loaf made with spelt and quinoa. The result? She felt full longer, had fewer sugar cravings in the afternoon, and actually looked forward to her morning toast again. Today, Mira rotates between millet, farro, and sprouted ancient grain blends, pairing them with avocado, hummus, or homemade nut butter for nutrient-dense but senior-friendly meals. Ancient grain breads are also more flavorful and satisfying. Their earthy, nutty taste offers a depth that encourages mindful eating and smaller portions, something that helps seniors manage appetite and maintain healthy weight without feeling deprived. When shopping, seniors should look for labels that say 100% whole ancient grains or include ancient grains high on the ingredient list. Avoid loaves that use them as sprinkles, but are otherwise made from enriched wheat flour. Also, check for a minimum of 3 grams of fiber per slice, and make sure added sugar is kept to a minimum, ideally under 2 grams per serving. In summary, ancient grain bread offers senior nutrition in its most wholesome form. Rich in flavor, dense in nutrients, and built to support the aging body with strength and stability. It's the kind of bread that doesn't just fill you up, but fuels you forward. Next, we'll wrap up our list with a surprising refrigerated bread option that's both gut-friendly and protein-packed, perfect for seniors looking to reduce inflammation and boost digestive balance. The best bread number 4, sourdough bread, a gut-friendly, anti-inflammatory choice that's easy on the aging digestive system. If you're looking for a bread that's both delicious and naturally supportive of senior health, sourdough bread deserves a top spot on your list. Unlike many mass-produced breads that are loaded with additives and quick-rise yeasts, sourdough is slow-fermented, resulting in a product that's gentler on digestion, lower on the glycemic index, and full of compounds that help reduce inflammation and support gut health. That's why sourdough is one of the most beneficial breads seniors must eat. The key lies in the fermentation process. Sourdough is made using a natural starter of wild yeast and beneficial bacteria, which slowly ferment the flour over several hours. This process breaks down gluten and phytic acid, making the nutrients in the bread, like magnesium, zinc, and iron, more bioavailable to the body. For seniors who often experience digestive sensitivity, bloating, or mineral deficiencies, sourdough can offer major relief. Another advantage of sourdough is its effect on blood sugar stability. Studies have shown that sourdough's slow fermentation process reduces the bread's impact on blood glucose, making it less likely to cause energy crashes or sugar spikes, especially important for older adults managing type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. Let's meet Eustace Stace Malloy, an 87-year-old retired park ranger from Bellingham, Washington. Stace had stopped eating bread entirely because of bloating and indigestion. But after trying a local bakery's whole-grain sourdough, he was amazed. He could enjoy toast again without discomfort, and even noticed his post-meal energy felt more balanced. Now, sourdough is a regular part of his weekly menu, especially paired with poached eggs or veggie soup. Beyond its health benefits, sourdough also offers a rich, tangy flavor and satisfying texture that many seniors appreciate. It can be toasted, dipped in olive oil, or used in sandwiches without the need for sugary spreads or excessive salt, making it not only nourishing, but genuinely enjoyable. When choosing sourdough, look for traditional, naturally fermented loaves, preferably from a bakery or refrigerated section. The ingredient list should be simple, ideally flour, water, salt, and starter. Avoid commercial sourdough-flavored breads, which often contain vinegar and commercial yeast instead of real fermentation and lack the health benefits of the real thing. In summary, sourdough bread is one of the most gut-friendly anti-inflammatory options for seniors. Its natural fermentation process enhances nutrient absorption, improves digestibility, and supports balanced blood sugar, making it a smart and delicious choice for healthy aging. Now that we've explored the worst and best breads for older adults, let's wrap up this video with a final empowering conclusion, highlighting the key takeaways and how you can make better bread choices starting today. As we've seen throughout this video, not all breads are created equal, especially when it comes to the unique needs of older adults. While bread can be a comforting part of daily meals, the wrong kinds can quietly sabotage your health. Breads like white bread, misleading multi-grain loaves, highly processed low-carb wraps, and sugary breakfast breads may be convenient, but they're often stripped of nutrients, loaded with additives, and known to spike blood sugar and worsen inflammation. These are the breads seniors should never eat, no matter how familiar or tasty they may seem. But the good news is that the right breads can do the exact opposite. Choosing options like 100% whole grain bread, sprouted grain bread, ancient grain bread, and traditional sourdough can offer real nourishment. These are the breads seniors must eat, rich in fiber, gentle on the digestive system, packed with essential nutrients, and designed to support steady energy, heart health, and a strong gut. We believe that healthy aging doesn't require giving up the foods you love. It simply means choosing them more wisely. Swapping just one loaf for a better option can reduce bloating, support regular digestion, and give your body the lasting fuel it needs to thrive. So take a moment to check your pantry. Read the labels. Ask yourself, is this bread working for me or against me? Your choices at the grocery store can make a big difference in how you feel day to day. If this video helped you rethink your bread habits, let us know in the comments below. What breads have you been using, and which ones will you try next? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trusted insights into healthy aging, smart nutrition, and living well, one bite at a time.